You think you give solid introductions. You don't. You give safe introductions, which is just a polite way of saying forgettable. Someone says, "Tell me about yourself," and you roll out the same factory-made script. Name, job, city, maybe how long you've been doing it. It sounds fine. It sounds professional. It also sounds exactly like the last 10 people they met. 30 seconds later, your words evaporate. Not because you're unimportant, because nothing you said created friction in their brain. No surprise, no story, no reason to remember you. Here's the uncomfortable reality. First impressions aren't decided by accuracy. They're decided by memorability. People don't recall the most qualified person in the room. They recall the one who made them feel something. Curiosity, intrigue, relatability, even mild surprise. And the tragedy is, most smart people accidentally train themselves to be dull because they think sounding normal equals sounding credible. It doesn't. So if you want introductions that actually stick, you need a simple structure, not a script, a structure, 3 parts, but done right, not the watered-down version everyone repeats. Part 1, the ignition. Stop introducing your role. Introduce your impact. Roles are generic, impact is specific. I'm a designer is a label. I help brands look trustworthy at first glance as a result. The moment you shift from what you are to what you cause, people's brains start asking questions, and questions are attention magnets. Your goal isn't to explain everything. Your goal is to trigger curiosity strong enough that they want to know more. Think of it like a movie trailer. If the trailer tells the whole story, nobody buys a ticket. If it teases something compelling, people lean forward. Part 2, the anchor. Curiosity alone isn't enough. Now they're thinking, interesting, but why you? This is where you drop one tight sentence of personal proof. Not credentials, not a timeline, not a humble brag resume, just the origin of your interest. Maybe you saw a problem up close. Maybe you struggled with it yourself. Maybe you've been obsessed with it since childhood. This sentence gives emotional weight to your claim. Without it, you sound rehearsed. With it, you sound real. And here's the secret. People trust motives more than achievements. Achievements say you can do something. Motives say you care about doing it. Part 3, the pivot. Most people sabotage themselves here. They build momentum, then hog the spotlight. They keep explaining, elaborating, piling on details nobody asked for. But conversations aren't TED Talks. The strongest move after sharing something interesting is to redirect attention. Invite the other person in. Ask a thoughtful, open question connected to what you just said. Not a robotic, "What about you?" but something that signals genuine curiosity about their world. Why this matters? People don't remember who talked the most. They remember who made them feel seen. When you pivot skillfully, you transform from another person talking at me into someone I actually enjoyed talking to. Part 4, the expansion. Yes, there's a 4th piece nobody mentions. Because real life isn't a neat 3-step formula. Once the dialogue starts, you need to match energy. If they lean in, you give a little more detail. If they keep it light, you keep it light. This shows social intelligence. The ability to read the room instead of bulldozing through it. High-value communicators don't dump information. They calibrate. Part 5, the direction. Here's where introductions become powerful instead of just pleasant. After connection comes intention. If you never guide the conversation towards something meaningful, collaboration, advice, learning, opportunity, then your brilliant introduction becomes small talk with extra steps. The people who seem lucky are usually just the ones who know how to steer gently without sounding pushy. They express interest, suggest a follow-up, or ask for insight, not demands, direction. Put all of this together, and you get a 1-minute introduction that feels natural, not rehearsed, impact to spark curiosity, motive to build trust, pivot to create connection, calibration to maintain flow, direction to make it matter. And here's the twist most people miss. The goal isn't to sound impressive. Impressive fades. Relatable sticks. When someone walks away thinking, "I like that person," doors open that credentials alone can't unlock. So no, you don't need a louder voice, fancier words, or a cooler job title. You just need to stop introducing yourself like a form to be filled out and start introducing yourself like a story someone might want to continue. Do this well, and you won't just make a good first impression. You'll become the person people remember hours later, the one they bring up in conversations, the one they actually look for again in a crowded room. And in a world where everyone is competing for attention, being remembered is the closest thing to having a superpower.